is over. 98.5 Speed FM.
Catch us if you can.
Stay here with you. You are a rainbow, so I am lucky I am lucky You are my favorite song. I am lucky I am lucky stay here with you. You are a rainbow, so I am lucky I am lucky You are my favorite song. I am lucky I am
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is Saturday's for Weddings on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I'm your host today on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and Saturday's for Weddings is that show where we talk about love, we talk about marriage, we talk about weddings, just everything that goes on before and after those wedding bells. Now, today on the show, we are talking about marriage third parties. These are those aunties, those uncles, friends, in-laws, or people around couple who sometimes give advice even before marriage and even after the marriage. In the marriage, they are still giving advice. Before the wedding, some people will receive guidance like, this is how you should treat your husband, or this is how you should treat your wife. You shouldn't be taking something like this from your husband. You shouldn't be taking something like this from your wife. Or this is how you react to a situation like this. This is what you should do. This is what you shouldn't do. And then, some third parties are involved when there are misunderstandings, trying to advise, mediate, or even settle issues between couples. Some people say that involving third parties can help, especially when they are experienced or trusted, and others say it can lead to bias, misunderstanding, or too many voices in private matters. So today on Saturdays for Weddings, that is what we are talking about: marriage third parties. Tell us what you think about marriage third parties. Are they helpful or not? Should couples allow outside involvement where there are issues, or should everything remain strictly between two partners? Tell us from your experiences as a married person or someone who has been close to maybe married people. You have seen maybe one worked out or where it did not work out and it was due to those marriage third parties. Whatever you can call in to be part of this conversation this morning on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 08088-427-5464. Call in and let us hear what you think about marriage third parties. Now, this thing called third parties in marriage, it's everywhere. Before even marriage, you hear some people, saying this is how you should actually behave when you get in there. Because if you don't do this is going to happen to you. Maybe you end up not even enjoying that marriage. You have to listen. And sometimes some people are look to the fact that, okay, this is someone that is experienced. So if the person is telling me something like this, it means I should follow. But in some cases, when you start following what people are telling you, like those third parties are telling you, this is how you should do it, or this is the kind of advice they're giving you, and then you are ingesting it, it doesn't always turn out well. So let us hear from your experiences. What do you think about marriage third parties? Are they helpful, or do they cause more damage than people actually admit? What do you think about, actually listening to some of this advice or interference from outsiders, who are called the third parties in marriage? Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808-427-5464. It's 0808-427-5464. Call in and let us hear from you. Let us hear what you think about marriage third parties. As a married person, you yourself, that's if you're married right now, what do you think of the idea of even allowing people, to just bring whatever words that they're bringing from outside, whether people who already have experience or people who don't have experience? Sometimes when it comes to marriage, it's not all the times that things are going to be smooth. There are times maybe you have issues, and some people prefer to maybe even take it outside, let someone settle it for us. But there are people who swear that no matter what the issue is between you and your partner, it should always stay between the two of you. Like, it's only two of you that are supposed to hear of it. It's only two of you that are supposed to maybe settle the issue by yourselves, with your own methods and different things like that. So let us hear what you think, that idea of taking third parties in, listening to them. Maybe one person, some people complain about, okay, since my wife started listening to this particular friend, the third party. Hello? Please move away from your radio set or turn down the volume.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, good morning, baby.
Yeah, tell us your name and where you're calling from. My name is Marysyntia.
My name is Hangeior.
Okay.
Calling from Boko Road.
All right, welcome to the show, Hangeior.
Thank you.
Mm.
For my experience,
Mm.
I don't think it's necessary for the third party coming to the wedding.
Okay.
Yes,
Mm.
coming to the couple.
Mm.
Because when third party come,
Mm.
it becomes 3 people.
Mm.
And it's something that you can discuss with your wife. It will end. Maybe the third party will tell you no.
Mm.
That girl is trying to ride you.
Mm.
So you should not allow that girl to ride you at all.
Okay, that
And
means.
that word is to put fire for the problem you people have.
Mm.
So from my own experience, I don't think it's necessary for the third party.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in to be part of the show this morning. Happy New Year. This is Saturday for Weddings on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I'm your host on the show this morning. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and we are talking about marriage third parties. You also can call in to be part of this conversation. And the number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808-427-5464. It's 0808-427-5464. Call in and let us hear from you. Let us hear those experiences that you have had, maybe as a married person or even someone who has watched, because sometimes you're not in something yourself, but then people around you had experiences that you were able to learn from. Let us hear what you think about those marriage third parties, listening to advice and even taking other people in, like allowing those words, like this person is telling you this is how you should behave in your marriage, or this is how you go about this issue. Small thing, okay, we are taking it to this third party, like help us to settle this issue between this and between myself and my partner. There are different people. Sometimes it's a family member, sometimes it's not even a family member, and sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't. So let us hear your experiences, what you think about marriage third parties on 08084 asking. That is 0808-427-5464. It's 0808-427-5464. And we heard from Apinigave, and he said it is not necessary that some third parties actually put more fire, because when it's something simple that you should have settled with your partner. He said his wife, he's a man, and he said it's something simple that you can actually settle with your partner. But then some third parties, some people are just there for the gist, and instead of maybe even trying to look for ways for something like that to even settle, instead they want to add fire to it, like, let's see how deep this can actually go. Or some people say that, well, you never know who is actually against you, and they might just use that as an opportunity to just drift two people apart while they are pursuing their own their own interests, like trying to do their own thing and then pretending like they are there for you. But there are people who actually swear that it works, because sometimes you see stories of people who say, well, I was having issues like this in my marriage. I had some things I was dealing with until I involved a sister, until I involved my friend who actually helped us like come together, who actually helped us sort out all the issues between ourselves, and then everything started going well. Because sometimes people tell you that marriage is about secrecy and you're just supposed to be secret, and then nothing goes out. But then for one person, they actually go out of it and then allow other people to talk to them, or allow other people to also put their mouth inside. Let's use it as that, and then it actually goes well for them. But there are people who would tell you stories of the moment I started listening to other people, the moment I started allowing my auntie to tell me something like this in my marriage, the moment I started allowing my friend to tell me something like this is how you should be answering your wife, or this is what you're supposed to do, then it started going bad for me. And sometimes it's not just friends or distant relatives, even someone's mother-in-law can be a third party. When it gets too much, when it gets to the point that my mother said I should tell you that you shouldn't treat me like this, or my mother said you cannot do something like this, you shouldn't be going somewhere without me. There are different things, different ways, different people which these third parties come through. So let us hear from you what you think about marriage third parties this morning on Saturdays for Weddings. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior with you on the show, and number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. Call in and let us hear what you think about marriage third parties. Is it good? Is it a good thing? From your own experience, is it something good? Is it something bad? Is it something helpful? Or do you think it goes both ways? Like maybe there are advantages to it, there are disadvantages to it, and to what extent? Because if you say that something has advantages and then disadvantages, it means that you have to maybe do it to some extent and then avoid the rest of it. So let us hear what you think this morning on Saturdays for Weddings on 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. What do you think about marriage third parties? People actually getting involved in marriage. Some people believe that marriage is supposed to be sacred, and that means anyone else, whether it's the mother, whether it's someone that is considered the best friend, that person is not supposed to be allowed. And then there are people who do not care, like, okay, if there is an issue, someone else should be able to sort that out, to be able to talk to us and then help us to overcome something like this. So let us hear what your beliefs. And some say it's actually helpful because when the person involved is mature. Hello. All right, you can still call us back to be part of the show this morning on 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. What do you think about marriage third parties? Call in and let us hear from you this morning on Saturdays for Weddings on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I was talking about how some people say it's actually helpful, especially when the person involved is mature, experienced and calm. Hello. They say sometimes you need a third voice to actually settle things properly. There are people who even swear by, well, when you don't share your problems, that is when it keeps eating you up. And then in times like that, you're supposed to maybe tell somebody who is more experienced, or someone who has been in similar situations, or maybe just anyone at all, because you never know who has the right kind of advice to maybe even give to you, and people allow that to happen. But then there are people who actually swear that when you allow too many words get to you, like people keep telling you, okay, this is how you're supposed to settle the issue, and sometimes some people are there to sometimes some people are there to maybe even add fuel to a situation, and we know what that means. Instead of maybe looking for means to settle some things, maybe between some couples, some people are actually there to tell you, this is how you challenge somebody, this is how you challenge her, or this is how you challenge him. So there are people who say that, okay, involving third parties in marriage isn't the issue, but then the kind of third parties that you involve, if you're involving maybe people that are inexperienced or people who might not have good intentions towards you, but then how do you identify who has good intentions? If they are not boldly saying it with their mouth. I doubt anyone actually says with their mouth that I have good intentions towards you, or I have bad intentions towards you. So some persons say, well, it is not the issue of third parties that is actually a problem, but then that some persons actually do not mean well for you. And when you mistakenly carry those kind of people and bring them into the picture, like these are the persons that are actually interfering or trying to help me, then it's possible that they're even breaking something without you even realizing it. And to avoid things like that, some people would rather keep away. But let us hear what you think. Let us hear your experiences. What do you think about marriage third parties? Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. Call in and let us hear from you. This is Saturday Safa Weddings on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and we are talking about marriage third parties today on the show. So what do you think about marriage third parties? In your own marriage, do you allow like third parties? If you're a married person in your own marriage, do you allow third parties? Do you allow people to actually give you advice, or maybe people to talk to your wife, or people to talk to your husband, and then come in between, to kind of like maybe help you settle issues when there are issues? Hello? All right, you can keep trying. Do you allow people to maybe come in and then help you sort out your issues, or do you and your partner just keep to it, like it's just the both of us, and then we have to look for means to sort it out by ourselves without taking it out there? Let us hear what works for you. Let us hear what you think is bad and what doesn't work, or maybe things that we should understand or you have understood that you feel like other people should also understand when it comes to third parties in marriage. Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. Call in and let us hear from you. This morning on Saturdays are for weddings. We are talking about marriage third parties. What do you think about those third parties in marriage? Do you think that they are helpful? Do you think that they aren't? Do you think that they bring more problem, or they actually help the situation? Or does it depend on the person that is the third party? And who shouldn't be a third party at all? Because some persons say that third parties are okay, but then it just depends on who is the third party. Like it should be someone that is a family member, and or it shouldn't be someone that is just a friend. Because sometimes when someone is even your family member, it's possible that that person it's not both of you's family's member. It has to be maybe this person is from the wife, or this person is from the husband. So what if when that person that person starts to defend only where they come from, and then give advice based on what support only where they come from? Like I'm a sister to the wife, or I am a brother to the husband, and I am going to only give advice based off what I support, based off what I actually want to happen, like where I come from. That is the one that I am supporting. So whatever the case is for you, let us hear what you think about marriage third parties on 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Let us hear your idea of marriage third parties. Now, do you also think that parents or elders should be involved when couples have disagreements? Because some people counter against, all other third parties, like maybe friends, brothers and sisters, but they say when it comes to elders, people who have more experience, or even the parents, then it should be allowed. Is there maybe something different when it has to do with that? In that case, like, should you then be allowed because these ones are elders or these ones are parents? And do you think that maybe the type of relationships or the types of marriage that our parents and then the elders had then can actually be used to maybe settle issues and even do different things in this world that we are now, where we are today? Can their own experiences actually help them being the third parties and then helping here? Hello?
Yes, Cynthia.
Yes, good morning. Yeah, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Happy New Year from Boko Road.
All right, welcome to the show. Go on.
Yeah, I'm the one that call you first time.
Mm.
You see, Cynthia, sometimes third party helps in the marriage
Mm.
because these children are just beginner when they marry. They don't know what and what involved in the marriage.
Mm.
So sometimes if the parents are around,
Mm.
they can look into it, and if it is a wife that is behaving bad, they will advise the wife.
Mm.
And if it is their son that is behaving bad, they will still advise him so that things will go correct.
Mm.
But in most cases, third party is not necessary in the marriage.
Mm.
Or some friends, when they go out with the husband, and the husband tell them what is happening in the marriage,
Mm.
sometimes they will advise longer.
Okay.
That is why it's not necessary for third party.
Mm.
But if the father and the mother, I don't think there's any bad about it.
Okay, third parties in general are not accepted, but if it's like the parents of the couple, that's what you're
Yeah.
saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, all right.
Bringing friends into the marriage is not good.
Mm.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in to be part of the show this morning. This is Saturday for Weddings on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I'm your host on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior. And this morning on Saturdays for Weddings, we are talking about marriage third parties. You also can call in to be part of this conversation. And the number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. What do you think about marriage third parties? Are they helpful? Are they not helpful? Do you think that they bring more fire? They add more fire to the whole marriage situation, or do you think that they actually help cool it down? Do you think that maybe it's certain people that should be considered allowed third parties, or maybe it should actually be everyone? Let us hear what you actually think. Tell us from your experiences, maybe in your marriage. Like, do you allow third parties in your marriage? Has it been helpful? Has it been not helpful? Maybe has it gone bad, or has it not gone bad? You know what it is if you've had different experiences. So call in and let us hear those experiences that you have. And if you think maybe it should be some people, just like our last caller said, it should be maybe just some people and not everyone, or just not anyone, let us hear from you on 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. We are talking about married third parties today on Saturday for Weddings. So call in and let us hear what you think. And our last caller spoke about how sometimes it is actually helpful. Sometimes it's actually helpful especially when it's like a new marriage, and then maybe the couple don't know so much about marriage yet. And then if it's the parents, he excluded that if it's the parents of the couple, then it's actually not a bad idea to allow them to maybe try to sort out issues or try to help out in the marriage, especially in maybe cases where they are new to some things and they don't actually know how to go about it. But then sometimes even when it's the couple's parents, because maybe it's one person's parents, maybe it's the parents of the husband or the parents of the wife, it's possible for it to go biased. Some people say it's because this is your son, that is why you're giving advice based of what is going to benefit him alone. So even when it comes to the parents, people say, well, it's parents and we can actually trust them. Sometimes it happens like that. So call in and let us hear from you. Tell us what you think about marriage third parties. Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. Call in and let us hear your opinion on marriage third parties and also your experiences. As a married person, let us hear your experiences. Have you allowed maybe third parties in your marriage, other people to actually give you advice or even watch your partner allow it? And how did it go for you? Is it something that worked out? Is it something that did not work out? Is it something that you feel actually poses danger, or do you think it's something that can actually be helpful? Whatever it is, call in and let us know. And also, where should we actually draw the line between advice and interference? Because some persons... Hello,
good morning.
yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Kingsley. I'm calling from Junagri.
All right, welcome to the show, Kingsley. We're talking about marriage third parties.
Yes, marriage third party.
Kingsley, could you speak up louder?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go on like that.
Hello.
Yes, go on, Kingsley.
Yes, marriage third party, for me, is good to allow in the family.
Okay, so are you married, Kingsley?
I'm not married. Yeah, I'm a student, but I have seen some cases like that in some families. Yes, unlike my father and my mother. Hello.
Yes, go on, we can hear you.
Yes, so it could be third party, it could be a mediator or a counselor.
Kingsley, maybe you have to call us back because it's really low and we can hardly hear you. Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. On Saturdays for wedding this morning, we are talking about marriage third parties, and I'm your host on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior. Call in and let us hear what you think about marriage third parties. Are they helpful, or do you think that they are always bad? Do you think it's to some extent? Do you think that maybe people it's okay to maybe allow all of it, or is it maybe there is a particular place that you draw the line, or should you actually be selective about it? Whatever you think, let us hear from your experiences, from what you have seen, maybe even growing up, from what you have observed. Let us hear what you think on 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's Saturdays are for weddings, and my name is Marysyntia Hangeior. We're talking about marriage third parties. Call in and let us get what you think. And I was talking of how where we should actually draw the line between advice and then interference, because sometimes it's advice and then someone can either take it or not take it, but it gets to a point where it's actually interference. And in situations like that, maybe one partner is not okay with the whole arrangement. Like, you hear people keep complaining like, oh, my wife has this particular friend that keeps telling her what to do, or keeps saying that keep advising her to do something like this, and then it's kind of interference. It's bothering me because maybe it's changing her attitude, or is doing this, or is changing his attitude, because it can be both ways. It's not just the wife, it's not just the husband. So where do we draw the line to actually make sure that this one is not interference and then no longer advice? Call in and let us hear from you. And do you think that a marriage can actually function well without any outside involvement? Like, no one is giving advice, whether mommy or daddy, or even the friends, aunties and uncles. Do you think that it's possible for a marriage to actually function well without involvement of any third parties? Like, no one is advising you, and you have been using your own beliefs and then your own head throughout. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Marysyntia.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Frank is my name.
And where are you calling from,
I'm
Frank?
calling from behind Vatia College.
Okay, welcome to
I
the show.
wanted to share my personal opinion with you guys this morning regarding the issue of third party in marriage. I totally cancel it, and I want you to understand that it's bad.
Okay.
On a personal note, I got married to my wife December 10th, 2021. The bride price, the white wedding, was December 11th, 2021. And on Sunday, which is my birthday, December 12th, was the Thanksgiving Mass. Guess what happened?
What?
After everything, I lost my job on Sunday, just 2 days after marriage. Or let
Okay.
me say a day. I hold it on to me. I said, no, I've been watching it in movies, but that's not the, I was not carried away. I gave my wife the love and everything she needed from me. But all of a sudden, something happened. It was her mother, her father, her brother, her sisters that started destroying our marriage. The reason was that she gave them a listening ear. They told her things to come and do to me, and she will come and apply it exactly. She forgot that. I find her somewhere. We both agree within 2 of us. Started dating for like 2 years before the marriage decision came in. So I want us to understand here that a woman will find her husband or a man will find his wife. Somewhere in the town, they will agree that yes, some will say, let me give it a thought. But finally, they will agree and settle. There will be no third party then. So after everything, they will continue to date until one day change that dating to marriage. If people will understand from my own point of view, you never asked anybody or take any decision from anybody when you were looking for a woman or when you were searching for a friend.
Yes.
Until you find it, you didn't ask anybody. So why look for a third party when you had gotten with someone and decide to go to marriage? I don't think third party is needed. I don't think it's important. Because in most cases, the third party will come. Okay, like my own case, all the Inaligu daughters were not married, exception of my wife, and she was old. She was older than me. I'm 50-something. She was older than me when I got her. And yet, if you look at what happened, they still did this thing and they succeeded pulling her out of me. And even now that she had gone back to her father's house, she hardly could stay in that house. She run from one friend to the other apartment. She has been hanging around her friends like this. So tell me, what has she benefit from that? If your mother and father and sister will come and do this kind of thing to you, tell me, if it is an outsider, if it is somebody who is not even related to your family, and you call that person a third party, tell me what makes you feel that that person will not come, will not destroy your thing? Okay. Some will even be eyeing your husband. Some, if they are made, they will be eyeing your wife in the name of I want to help. So me, I don't buy the idea of third party again. Okay. If people would take my own idea, if you know your wife from somewhere, just ask yourself, who was there when you find her? Nobody. And if really there was nobody when you find her, you took a decision between you and her. Even the marriage we talk about in the church, the Bible described it that you and your wife are the ones that had agreed, taking that decision before the crowd that is coming. That crowd is only coming to witness it. The wedding has been done between you and your person before every other person will come around there. If you disagree, nobody will come to witness anything. It is only because you guys have agreed that people are coming to witness it. So there's no thought, there shouldn't be a third party.
All right.
Before maybe the third party will come in a demonic way and destroy you people. And so that's my own take.
All right.
I don't believe in the idea of third party.
All
because
right.
in most cases, they don't come in good colors.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Frank, for calling in to be part of the show this morning. This is Saturday Safa Weddings on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I'm your host on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior. And this morning on Saturday Safa Weddings, we are talking about marriage third parties. Now, you also can call in to be part of this conversation. And the number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. Let us get your opinion on marriage third parties. Let us hear those experiences. What do you think about the idea of allowing, maybe friends, brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, mommy and daddy, in-laws and anything like that, actually giving you advice and then trying to help people settle issues, talking to you you and your partner, during that marriage, allowing their own words to actually influence things that you do in the marriage. Let us hear what you think about marriage third parties. And we heard from Frank, and I am so happy he shared his own personal experience, saying that for him it's a no, and it's actually something that should no one should consider if you ask him, because it didn't go well for him. And for him, his partner, his wife actually started doing things differently, and then maybe going bad in his eyes. And he found out that it was because of the advice she was getting from her siblings, from her family members. And he believes that if a family member can even come to your home and then try to destroy it, trying to influence you, give you bad advice, then it's possible, very much possible, 100% possible that a friend would actually do it. It's possible that they're eyeing your husband or even eyeing your wife, and then they're just trying you to bring you out of the picture. But there are people who say that marriage third parties are actually good. There are people who share stories of, this was the person that came in until I started listening to my mother-in-law, until I started listening to my sister. That is when I was able to sort out issues in my marriage. That is when I was able to do this, do that. So I think experiences differ, but let us hear to what extent you think that marriage third parties are okay, or even if you think that they are not helpful. Let us hear what you think. Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. What do you think about marriage third parties? Let us hear your experience. Like, do you allow third parties, in your marriage, and how has that been going for you? Has it been bad? Has it been good? Was it helpful? Or have you seen your parents? Because I heard someone who called earlier, Kingsley, he started sharing experience that maybe not he experienced, but then he saw from his parents. Hello? Not he experienced, but then he saw from his parents, and then he feels like he can actually talk about it. So sometimes it's maybe things that you've watched. And one thing about life is sometimes people in something are unable to tell that this is the problem or this is where something is going wrong. It's someone who looks from outside that knows, okay, this is what is actually going wrong. But some people would still say it's better you allow them to figure out themselves, and then realize that this is what is going wrong, and then address the situation by their own selves. And then there is also this thing where people say, when something happens, maybe you go to the village and then involve everyone, involve your partner's people, which can also still be considered the third parties, because it's people outside the marriage. Involve them, like, you have to settle this issue. My wife is no longer doing this, or my husband is no longer doing this, and they have to settle it. And in that case, some persons say that is something that is actually helpful, because it might call the person back to order. But there are places where people went to the village and involved their partners, family members, and still, like, he only even went worse. Sometimes even gives the person courage to just take their stuff and actually leave, and not even care about a single thing again. So let us hear from you what you think about marriage third parties. The number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. Let us hear your opinions. Let us hear your experiences. We're talking about marriage third parties this morning on Saturdays are for weddings. Now, let's be honest, many marriages today don't just involve two people anymore. Sometimes it's even social media that are the third parties. There are people out there that are always ready to give you advice, whether you want it or not. But it just depends on what you're feeding to them. Like, you post certain things about, this is what is happening in my marriage right now. So you're indirectly just involving them. Like, you can also comment. I can let your words get to me. You can also tell me what to do, because it's out there, and then everyone gets to see, everyone gets to be involved if they want to. Hello? And then everyone gets to be involved if they want to. And there are sometimes too many voices around it, but then you think that, okay, it's not getting to that person. But the same way that bullying works, when you see even bullying online and then it gets to people, it's the same way even words like this actually influence one's decisions, in their marriage. Before marriage even happens, decisions are already shaped by friends, sometimes even family, outside opinions, social media opinions. Then when the marriage begins, those same voices sometimes don't disappear. There are people who just say, okay, now they are married and we have to leave them alone. But then there are people who will still stay around and want to watch you to the end, like want to tell you that this is how you treat your man, this is how you treat your woman, this is what you should be doing regarding your children, this is how you should behave. But then people like that do not force themselves on you. All right, it's what you actually allow to happen. And some people allow it because they feel like, okay, this is the best thing to actually do. And then other people do not allow it because they don't want anyone to even know what is happening with them. Some people are that secretive when it comes to issues in their own marriage. They don't want anybody to actually know that this is what is happening. And another thing I feel like is necessary to consider is the partner, because sometimes you hear things like, the husband doesn't want outsiders to be involved, but then the wife keeps allowing her mom or maybe friends or this particular auntie to bring one or two advice into the marriage, or that in that case is actually considered interference because one party is actually not happy. So let us hear what you think this morning on Saturdays for Weddings. We are talking about marriage third parties. Number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
It's Bernard calling from another quarter.
All right, welcome to the show, Bernard.
Some people are not satisfying their wife in bed. You understand?
Okay.
So once you not satisfy your wife in bed, she will be starting doing some things where you don't like, and you hardly control it.
So how does that relate to marriage third parties that we are talking about this morning on Saturdays for Weddings?
I'm coming there also.
Okay, go on.
So sometimes maybe now your friend, she will advise you, maybe now your wife friend will advise her, this is how me and my wife will handle this case. You understand? How we handle this case and our matter don't settle. So to avoid third parties in the marriage is very important sometimes. So
you said sometimes, that means other times it's actually necessary to involve them.
Yeah, it's not necessary sometimes.
Okay, so what kind of times like this would you say that third parties are okay? Because you say sometimes, that means other times it's okay. All right, thank you so much, Bernard, for calling in to be part of the show this morning. This is Saturdays for Weddings on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I'm your host on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and we are talking about third parties in marriage. Those marriage third parties, those aunties, brothers, sisters, mommy and daddy, in-laws, friends, and maybe even neighbors. Sometimes it's neighbors or even social media that you are allowed to actually put words to influence maybe both parties or even one partner, in that marriage. What do you think about third parties in marriage? Are they helpful? Are they helpful maybe to some extent, and then to other extents they are not? Are they completely bad, or is it something of half and half? Let us hear what you think. Hello.
Frank on the line again.
All right, welcome to the show. Remind us of your name.
Frank.
All right, welcome back to the show, Frank.
Yeah, from Marysyntia College. You see, I want to give one practical example of what we are discussing here. The topic of the discussion today is third party in a marriage. And you can see this is exactly what I expect us to understand. At times people will be discussing, my husband, they give me money for house. My husband, they do this. My husband, they do this. Then the person you're sharing with will come and begin to change the topic for you. You see, the man, they even buy clothes for you at all. Look at this last caller. I'm not challenging the last caller, but look at what he said. That at times, the man will not be able to satisfy his wife in the bed. That was totally out of what we were discussing here. It is totally out of what we are discussing, because this we are trying to see how people that come into our families contribute. At times, some they come and contribute negatively. At times, they will come and contribute in a good way.
Okay.
But we are asking that is this nice for a family to allow a third party to come in and share their opinion with them? So me, I am still standing on the fact that I don't want it, because you don't know who is coming, and at times they might come and destroy the family. At times they will come and do a good impact, but at times, in most cases, they don't come in a good way. So I totally disagree with you.
All right. Thank you so much for calling back to be part of the show once again, Frank. This is Saturday Safa Weddings on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I'm your host on the show this morning. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and we are talking about marriage third parties. You also can call in to be part of this conversation. And the number for you to call is 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. Call in quickly before we go and share your thoughts on marriage third parties. Let us hear the experience that you had, whether you accept third parties, in your marriage, or maybe you've done that in the past and then there was a consequence or there was a benefit, good or bad. Let us hear what you think. And then we heard from Frank once again, and then he I like how he was able to give an example of, he used what Bernard said earlier to give an example, saying that sometimes maybe you bring a particular topic, allowing third parties to maybe listen to, like, my husband doesn't give me money, and then the next thing, somebody is able to twist your words and even make you to believe a certain kind of thing, maybe make you to believe that it's actually more than just not giving me money, or the situation is actually more than what it actually is. But that some people would actually swear that it's not always like that. And then maybe it's possible to even look at it like someone takes a discussion like that outside and then complains, this is what is happening. And they're able to give you an advice. Okay, when he doesn't do this, you actually maybe communicate to him, or try to support where you can, and then just wait for him. There are sometimes that some advice actually work when it comes to third parties, and then there are times that they actually do not work. So it actually depends on everyone's experience, right? Where everyone is actually looking at it from. So you can still call in and be part of the show quickly before we go on 08084 asking. That is 0808 427 5464. It's 0808 427 5464. Call in this morning on Saturdays for weddings and let us hear your experience. Let us hear your story. Let us hear your opinion. And then most people actually talk about it being side by side. If we even heard from, we have heard from different callers, and I think that was Apine who said it actually goes side by side. That is, if it has the advantages and then the disadvantages. And he said it can be of an advantage when it's the parents alone. Apart from that, any other person, it's possible that they give you the wrong kind of advice. When it's the parents, then they are able to maybe guide their children. You're new to this thing, and this is how we actually teach you. This is how you should actually behave. But one can still question, like, it's possible that their own marriages is different from the marriages that, the marriage that couple is currently experiencing, or even that time is different from now. And that is one thing that people actually raise most time, like whatever generation they are talking about is probably different from now. And so how sure are you that what was working for them then can actually work for you right now? Hello?
Please note that the caller wants you to pay for the second.
All right, you can still call us back quickly if you're able to before we go. And then he also spoke about, disadvantages when it's not the parents, when it's not those trusted elders. And then some persons actually kick against it completely, like it's not okay, because you cannot read through people's mind. And you cannot know that, okay, this person is genuine or this person is not genuine. So it's better to, just avoid it completely. That is for Frank, who called earlier. And at the end of the day, marriage is between two people, but life around it often brings many voices. Some third parties bring wisdom, guidance, and even peace, and others bring confusion, bias and unnecessary pressure. So the question is not just whether third parties actually exist, it is how much influence they should really have in a marriage, which is something that everyone should actually be thinking about, differently, and then learning from their own experience or even the people around them. And I've been with you on Saturdays for weddings this morning. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior. Coming up next at 1 p.m. is Speedy Kids, right here on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And until then, keep enjoying music of your life. And don't forget to remember to keep listening to Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM.
AskingRadio.com app available.